Yeah. It's weird.
Man, they started barking and then we're going.
Yeah.
I'm like, holy smokes.
I'm still recording, but yeah.
Today, we will look into an incident that happened on March 2nd, 2002, in Benton County, Washington State, USA. The Benton County Sheriff's Office received a report call. The caller said 3 large Rottweilers showed up in front of his house. They stood outside the fence, barking furiously at his dog. Fearing that the dogs might attack, he didn't dare to get out of his car. He just sat inside, hoping the police would arrive soon. Shortly after, 3 officers arrived. After surveying the area, the officers contacted the Animal Control Center for assistance. However, the center responded that they were overloaded and could not take in more cases.
Yeah, I called the DNP phone number and they can't take them. He said he currently has 2 dangerous dogs per kennel.
At this point, the officers began making their own decisions. Officer Martinez raised his rifle and said,
The thing that we can do is really shoot them. Animal control can't come out here.
Yeah.
If they're being aggressive.
I think now they're trying to get back because there's 2 dogs. I think they're trying to get into there.
Yeah, we'll have to be really careful to shoot.
I'm sure there's somebody's with having all 3 of them, but
Yeah, let me make a phone call.
okay.
however, under Washington state law, to determine whether a dog is dangerous, it must be based on its behavior. Growling or barking alone is not considered dangerous behavior. There must be biting behavior towards humans or other pets to be classified as dangerous, and only fatal attacks are considered extremely dangerous. Up to that point, the 3 dogs had not shown any aggression. They were just wandering and barking. Therefore, if they were shot on the spot, it would be illegal.
I think confirm they were aggressive towards you. They charged you.
They didn't charge me.
Okay, so then I talked to him. He said he never got out of his truck. And so he said the dogs were barking and seemed aggressive and they never charged him.
After failing to get permission to kill the dogs, the police recalled the original witness's statement. The man who called the police said he was too scared to get out because the dogs were threatening him. Officer Ashley believed that the man could provide more useful information, so he approached to ask.
2 or 3 dogs down there, and
Yeah.
we have a couple up, but they're fenced.
Okay. Yeah, they're in this area running around. They came down to this property down here.
Yeah, they were on the
Okay.
canal bank earlier today. My wife saw them walking, and they weren't crazy aggressive, but she felt a little uncomfortable. She just walked back home. So they've been walking up. They could have been dumped.
But they're yours, though?
Oh,
On the phone you told me they were yours.
no. I had 2 dogs here. They're just golden retriever and a little, I don't know, they're on collar.
Yeah.
So that usually tells me that they were probably dropped.
Okay.
Then how do you hook them up, right?
Yeah, we let animal control know, but they're not being aggressive anymore, and they went that way.
Well, they don't look crazy aggressive, though. You know?
After receiving confirmation that the dogs were not threatening, the officers once again called the rescue center for animals.
22, are you calling animal control?
So, hoping you would.
Eli, do you want to give me the number?
I'm already calling.
After the second failed call, the officers decided to deal with the dogs themselves to avoid future trouble. Once they located the dogs, Officers Martinez and Ashley took up their rifles, while Officer Anthony also prepared noise-canceling headphones.
If we get that in the canal, if we get him down in the canal, that's too bad. Well, that's smart.
Any objections? Bring that about us here. Obviously, a friend in the background, ricochet.
Yeah, we just gotta make sure that our backstops.
I know we're not going to catch him.
After a short discussion, all 3 officers turned off their body cameras at once. They were planning to. They planned to take the 3 dogs home and leave work early. However, Due to an operation mistake, Officer Anthony's camera unexpectedly turned back on. At that moment, the 3 dogs were still happily running across the field, completely unaware of the danger approaching.
I'm gonna go put him out of their misery.
Officer Martinez fired 2 shots, killing 2 of the dogs. The 3rd Rottweiler panicked and ran away. Officer Ashley didn't fire, but seeing how accurate her colleague shot through the scope, and knowing she'd get off work early, she smiled brightly. Seeing that one dog was still breathing faintly, Martinez prepared to fire another shot to end its suffering.
The first one was probably pretty quick.
Yeah. It's very.
Man, they started barking and they were going.
Yeah.
I'm like, holy smokes.
I'm still recording, but yeah.
Yeah, my body camera's on. You want me to call animal control, see if they'll come pick them up?
Yeah. And then the 3rd one's still out here somewhere.
I'm surprised the other one's not coming down.
Yeah, it's
Those are good shots. I was like, go for this one,
Hey,
and
you
I was like, it dropped.
Yeah, sorry, I should have called it out, but I was.
No, you're good. I just wanted to make sure. When this one came alongside the fence, I wasn't sure. I kind of got a little bit with the backdrop.
Yeah. And my backdrop was pretty good.
But the dog had vanished without a trace. The officers had already spent over 2 hours at the scene. They didn't want to waste any more time. According to internal investigation policy, since 2 officers had discharged their weapons, they would be allowed temporary leave with full pay. The rest would be handled by the Animal Rescue Center. But unexpectedly, the center was closed for a holiday that day.
We can talk to these people, see if they're okay with leaving them, because I don't want to put them in my car for now.
We're actually looking for the 3rd one now. As far as removing them from there, what are your thoughts? Is it something where we can wait till animal control gets them on?
Yeah, we're going to Pullman.
Okay.
Yeah, they're fine, right? Unless the coyotes come.
Sure.
And they come around here once every about 2 weeks. They circle around, but not as much as they used to. So
Okay.
I'll keep an eye on them.
Okay. Either that or if you can think of something else. I've been trying to get a hold of our animal control to come and pick them up, and he's not answering.
Okay.
But they're looking for the second. They're looking for the 3rd one.
After confirming that the caller had no further requests, the 3 officers left the scene, leaving the 2 dog carcasses behind. It wasn't until 2 days later, when the rescue center resumed work, that they came to handle it. Later, the owner of the 3 Rottweilers was identified. She was Michelle Swanson, a 48-year-old professional nurse. The surviving dog, named Tank, returned home the next day, still unaware of what had happened. 3 days later, Michelle received a call from the Animal Control Agency. Thanks to the chip on their collars, they found her contact info and informed her that Van Dyke, the eldest, and Messi, the youngest, were dead. Upon hearing the news, Michelle's entire family was devastated. But the story didn't end there. She later received a court summons from the local prosecutor. Tank was deemed a dangerous dog, and the family was fined $5,000, around 120 million VND. If not paid, Michelle would lose custody, and Tank would be euthanized by injection. The shock was so overwhelming that she nearly broke down. All 3 dogs had been raised from puppies and were very gentle. They played with her children. The incident happened only because a family member forgot to lock the door. That's how they ended up running outside to play. They didn't attack anyone. They didn't even bark at people, yet they were shot dead. When she saw the footage, showing the female officer smiling brightly after firing her gun, Michelle felt sick. Right after that, she hired a lawyer to file a lawsuit against the Benton County Sheriff's Office and the officer involved in the case, accusing them of excessive force and intentional killing of pets. In April 2002, the local prosecutor's office released an investigative report. The conclusion stated that Rottweilers are a large breed, with high potential for aggression. Therefore, the officer's use of firearms was deemed lawful and in line with procedure. However, later that same month, Michelle attended a mediation session with the local committee. As a result, she was compensated $200,000, approximately 4.8 billion VND. At the same time, the local court dropped the charges against Tank. Michelle then withdrew the lawsuit and shared, "I just want to remind all families raising dogs, always leash them carefully." And she also added, "Put a tracking chip on your pets so if they get lost, they can be found again, and tragedies like this can be avoided." With that, the case officially closed. But major questions still remain. Who should take primary responsibility for this incident? Was it Michelle, who failed to control her 3 large dogs? Or was it the 3 officers, who opened fire when there had been no aggressive behavior at all? Leave your thoughts in the comments section below. Alright, that's the end of today's video. Thank you for watching. Please like and follow to stay updated with more interesting news.